Okay, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we give it to you raw and uncut. No topic is left untouched, no stone is left unturned. We give it to you raw and direct. Nothing gets sugar-coated around here. So before we get into it, I'm Jay,
I'm K.
and this is the JK Theory. So on tonight's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Vince McMahon, a little bit about Bad Blood that's coming up this Saturday, October 5th, I believe, or 6th, one of
Yeah.
them 2 days. 5th, there we go. And give our insights. Go after the lineup that's going on this Saturday as well. But first, the Vince documentary. I mean, we kind of touched base on episode one. We kind of leaked into episode two if you guys were following it. But man, what an amazing doc.
Yeah.
Kate, what are your thoughts from it?
Um, I liked it. Actually, I liked it a lot. But it was a little different than what I thought it was going to be per se, because the way Netflix did it, they made it seem like they were going to go after the controversial stuff like big time. I don't think they hit on it too much at all. Like it wasn't really, nothing too dramatic and overdone. I think the thing with him and Shane was
Mhm.
interesting. Uh,
Yes.
that was like wow. That was a big wow. Uh, I also thought it was interesting how Stephanie was like next in line. Her father retired, and then couple what like a few weeks later he came back, and then she resigned, and yeah, I don't think that was a coincidence of that happening. And then he had to retire again because more allegations came out. So but overall, I thought the documentary was really good. I thought they hit so many different wrestlers' point of views, and Vince himself, I think, didn't pretty put himself in a great light, but at the same time, I don't think he did anything to tarnish his reputation off this documentary by itself.
Right. I mean, there's different kinds of people that can watch this talk, right? There's those that are like, I know nothing about wrestling. I heard the controversy. What is this guy all about? They
Hmm.
can paint their own picture. But if you follow the story, it is definitely a beautiful story. It's a
Yeah,
guy that sees something, wants to be a part of it, blows it up, makes it this multi-billion-dollar company, excels, has a downfall, keeps coming back, keeps fighting, involves his family. Yes, he pushes the boundary. At the end of the day, it's harsh to say business is business, and you do what's best for business. Um, am I saying that everything he did was right? No. Um, I think that the way the whole series was shot was I kind of got like the murder mystery vibe from it.
right.
Like, this is what he said. However, let's put a disclaimer. This was before the allegations came
Yeah.
out, and it was pretty dope. I'm gonna watch it again because I'm pretty sure there's stuff that I missed the first time,
Yes.
but I enjoyed it. I loved how they asked Bischoff questions. I love how they asked Hogan and Bret Hart, just like you said, different point of views. Um, Bruce Pritchard, I've never liked Bruce ever. Um, and at the end there, when he got really emotional about how Vince helped him out, blah 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 blah, kind of gave me the whole Nicki Minaj, Little Wayne vibes.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Exactly.
like, okay, I see your point, but we gotta look at the broad spectrum of this. I really hope there's going to be a part two. And I saw recently that the directors from Netflix cut out 4 hours of interviews.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, mind you, I mean, that could be just Hogan saying the same thing that maybe Hart said or whatever the case
Right.
is.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to see what the extra footage is, even if it's just a snippet or just like a Vince McMahon 2.0 or something, just
Right.
let us know what's on there. Do you think Vince would be down for another go?
Absolutely not.
No,
No. I think that since he felt like they wronged him, I don't think he'd do it.
I don't know. I don't know. So this is Vince, right? I mean, we talk about
It
Vince
is.
like we
It is.
know him, but at the same
Right.
time, shit, he's been in our lives more than real people have been in our
Yeah, for
lives. You
real.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, we kind of know he's egotistical, and you can't push his boundaries and all that, and you can't make him feel a certain way because he'll attack you. And I
Right.
think that's one of the things he said in the interviews. If you come at me a certain way, I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah.
So I think that I hope that what people get out of it is look at the hunger, look at the drive. It takes risk. If you don't if you don't take those steps, you're not gonna run. You're not gonna achieve the goal. If you just sit there and wait for mommy and daddy to give you everything, it ain't gonna happen. So I kind of like that story behind it all. Um, I would have loved to see more of the wrestlers talk about it.
Mhm.
I'm surprised they didn't ask Vince Russo anything.
Because he's a nutcase.
Yeah,
But
but so is Bischoff.
yeah, no, but Bischoff is smart. Like Bischoff is a smart businessman. Russo is a just a maniacal idiot. Like I think his ideas is what killed WCW, to be honest. Because once they gave it from Eric Bischoff to Vince Russo, that's when it just sunk to hell, and it was over after that. Like he's an idiot.
I would have loved to see some more Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, yes, I would have loved to see more Paul Heyman.
Paul, I really hope when he does hang it up, and I got a feeling he's never gonna hang it up. I got a feeling he's gonna be there till the day he drops.
Yeah,
But imagine a podcast with that guy. The
that would be.
stories he could tell.
Yeah.
If there could be no repercussions, if there could be no backlash, and just say, here's the mic, you got an hour, say what you got to say. Oh my gosh.
He would be that person for that. He would definitely 100% be that person for that. I will watch that every week.
So allegedly, what Vince McMahon is being accused of
Yeah.
um, wasn't like a one-time thing.
No.
Like this has been going on for many years.
Yeah.
Um, I like how they kind of touched on the Pat Patterson thing and
Yeah.
the Ring Boys, but man, they could have delved deeper into that because there's a lot of Ring Boys that were affected. There
Yep.
were a lot of wrestlers that were groped. There were a lot of weird, sticky situations. I think they went very light on the Pat Patterson thing.
They did.
Um, I thought they messed up there. I think they should have really pressed it.
I do too. I think that is something people didn't know about, and I think that's something people need to look more into because it happens more than people like to say.
Yeah. And
Uh,
it didn't really cross my attention, like my radar,
mhm.
until the demise of one of the greatest wrestlers that I believe, one of the greatest entertainers. He didn't look the part, but man, he played it. It's Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Yeah. Piper touched on it. Uh,
He did. That's when it caught my attention.
yeah.
When he did that WWE show or whatever,
Yeah. Yep.
that's when I was like, oh shit. And I've always heard the term ring boy. I just didn't know what it was really.
Right. Yeah.
And it ended up being, just like what we called a jump down back in the day,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that's what they are. But man, the stories, and it's just sad. It drove Piper to dark places, so it should have been touched on a little bit more.
Yep.
You are the company you keep. So Pat Patterson wasn't a good guy. A lot of these wrestlers weren't good guys. So I would have loved to see more of that, and maybe that's what they cut out.
Did you see Ashley?
Ashley.
She was the girl that she used to be a wrestler. She avoided Vince's I guess trying to talk to her per se
Oh yes,
type
yeah, I know
thing.
what you're talking about. Yep.
Okay. So I was telling you off camera about her story and everything. I'm glad they kind of touched on that because she was one of those people that, as you seen, once she said no to Vince, he started putting her in like real messed up scenes where downgrading her and degrading her and all this other shit and then eventually she just got kicked off the show. I'm glad they touched on that because of her passing.
Yeah.
Uh all the trauma she said she went through after that and she ended up unaliving herself. So I'm really glad that they put her in there and touched on what she said.
Yeah. I don't really think they mentioned China's demise. I mean, I
They did.
remember some clips here and there, but come on, man. Those drugs messed her up, and those drugs, we know why she went on those drugs, and she got done dirty.
Hmm.
And for Vince to say, I'm not responsible in any way, shape, or form, I think is very messed up.
Yep.
However, I love the fact that since the crippler,
Yeah.
he's been more open to, okay, there's therapy, there's this, there's that,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, maybe he won't say it publicly that he doesn't feel responsible, but he's making changes toward it.
Yeah. I think that's good. I don't. His the crippler thing is a little. It's
How
hard.
weird was it to see his face surrounded by
Yeah. It was.
WWE again, right? Man, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And
That
then boom, next episode, I'm like, what the?
it's crazy. He was such a talent. Like he is hands down one of the greatest of all time. But what can you do?
Yeah,
What
it's
can you?
nuts, man. I mean, it's just like Vince, right? Where look at the legacy he's held, look at everything he's done, everything he's accomplished, and now you got this stain on you that,
Yep.
unfortunately, is going to be there.
It's gonna be.
And the going back to the Shane thing,
Yeah.
bro, Shane wanted to work with UFC.
Yeah. Yep. He
And his
called that.
dad was like, nope, nope, it's not gonna work, blah, 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 blah. And look what happened. Shane saw this
Yep.
years before. And
Hmm.
look at it now.
It's crazy.
And now Vince owns 49% of his company. You let go of that. I've watched enough Shark Tank to know your vote don't mean shit now, homie. Like, I'm sorry.
Not
It's
at all.
what they say.
Yep.
So
Yep.
moving on, I think it's a great doc. I'm gonna watch it again. I'll probably watch it 3 or 4 times.
Definitely watching it again.
I enjoyed it. I love that they gave the women shine, right? Because the women,
Yes.
we went from the divas, which everybody liked to see, to the actual real female wrestlers.
Yes.
And oh my Lord, Trish, you are amazing. You are a huge staple in wrestling. Mad respect to you. She looks the part and plays the part because she is the part. She's dope. Um, let's move on to this Saturday's pay-per-view. It
Yes.
is called Bloodline, right?
Bad blood.
Bad Blood, my bad, Bad Blood.
Bad blood.
So we've got a few matches in this so far that they've announced.
Yeah.
One match I am just sick and tired of seeing. I really am. It's the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre match. I really don't care. They just look like two high school girls just bickering. What's your take on this? It's Hell in a Cell. I mean, that's the only like difference this time.
I don't see it playing out no different. I see Drew McIntyre winning. I s- the- maybe we get a huge pop if AJ Lee comes down, CM Punk's wife.
Ooh.
If she comes there, I think that's going to make it a lot more interesting. I think she will make it more compelling. Um, but other than that, I think Drew McIntyre really carried their matches because I don't think CM Punk has it like he used to anymore. So I think a lot of it falls on Drew. And I mean, I'm kind of like you. I want this to be a good match, but I want it to be the last match that I see them in.
So my theory on this
Hmm.
is they have to do something big. And I mean big as in Taker throwing mankind off the top of the
Right.
cell, big. So if something like that was to happen, if CM Punk takes the fall, he's done. It's got to be Drew. But Drew's too damn big to be taking a fall like that, right?
Yeah, he can't. Like that. That's not. I mean, he can because he's younger. And he's probably not as frail as CM Punk, but I think they should do something easier. I think AJ Lee coming out would be a big, huge thing for them. I really do. I think that would be where you don't need to throw somebody off the cage. I think her coming to the ring, CM Punk is all bloody and brutal and beat, and
You think they're
AJ,
gonna do blood in this one?
I do. I think because their feud is so big, supposedly, you got to have some type of blood in it.
I don't know. They got to pull out all stops. I don't know what else you can do. I mean, even though it's Hell in a Cell, now you're just constricted. Like you can't. Like I would love to see a backyard brawl again. I'd love to see an alley brawl, like
Yeah.
when whatchamacallit, when they were fighting. Who was it recently that got pushed through like a freaking wall and stuff, and the totes were falling down? This
Was
happened
that
on Raw like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Braun Strowman and
Yes,
Bronson Reed? Yeah.
I love that. I'd love to see that. I missed that side of it, but with them two, I don't know. They're just it's too much David and Goliath,
Yeah.
right? And CM Punk, he can wrestle, he can fight. So I would love to see him more in the ring with somebody like Finn Balor, or see him in the ring with Andrade. Like just something just a little bit more his style,
Right. Yeah.
I guess. Braun Strowman just looks like he's picking on the little guy. It's just or I'm sorry,
Drew Mac.
McIntyre. It just feels like he's picking on the little guy. Fight somebody else. Move on. It's getting boring.
Yeah.
So speaking of Finn Balor's fighting Damian Priest. So it looks like so far this is just a regular match.
Yeah.
So if it is, come on, we know what's gonna happen. Judgment Day gonna come out, gonna get disqualified, or Judgment Day's gonna come out and interfere. Carlito's gonna choke on an apple, like something. I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
know. They need to do something. They got to spice that up some more. I do like how the other match, the female, is actually adding a little twist to it, where
Yeah.
they're gonna have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley with Dirty Dom suspended in a shark cage.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's gonna be a sight to see.
That's gonna be interesting. I mean, they've done it before. Uh, I've seen it before. It's going to be. I just want to see how they're going to play off this. Like, if is Dom going to throw something out of his pants onto Liv Morgan? Is are they going to lower the cage where Dom can get out? It's so many different things that they can play with this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think that's what's going to make it appealing to everybody. Um, Rhea's probably going to beat the tar out of Liv Morgan for like the first 10 minutes of the match. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, so
But suspended where though?
he's above the ring. He's going to be above the ring.
Well, that's dangerous as hell.
Yeah, as long
Did
as they.
everybody forget Owen Hart? Like, come on,
I
man.
was just about to say that. I was like, as long as they don't do like the Owen Hart thing, I think they learn from their mistakes. I don't think that'll ever happen again. Uh, but yeah, uh, yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you have to win? Going back real quick. CM Punk and McIntyre. Who do you have winning?
Drew,
True. Okay. I got CM Punk for the one. I think CM Punk's just gonna end this. Who do you have for Damian and Finn?
Damon.
I kind of like him. I
Yeah.
do. I like. Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
Mm.
Who do you have for Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley?
Liv.
I want Rhea to win. I
Yeah,
really do. But she plays the pissed off woman so well
she
that I
does.
do want Liv to win. So that dynamic needs to keep going. There's a story there. They need to build that carefully because that
Yeah.
that's a really good story.
Unlike unlike Drew and CM Punk, I don't mind this story keep going. Like it's fun. They've made it both fun and entertaining. So I say Liv wins.
Okay. And then we got the next match we've got where we're going to talk about is Nia Jax and Bailey. So I'm kind of over Bailey, and I feel like social media is just pushing her way too hard, but she's not delivering like she used to. I don't know. What are your thoughts there on Bailey?
People love
BBL Bailey. Who do you
people love
have?
body. I
I
mean,
don't think it's there.
you don't think her bro, have you watched her lately?
I don't think it's there. I think we're just being media fed. Look at her body, look at her body, and then when she's actually fighting, you're like, where'd her body go? Like, what the?
What's the clothes that she wears? Bailey always, I think she's very self conscious about her body. To be honest with you, but I think Bailey is not going to win this match. I don't even think it's going to be close, to be honest. Uh, like you said, Bailey, I don't know what it is about her anymore. I just don't know how to appeal to her like that. Uh, I think Nia Jax is going to win this match. I think she's going to win fairly easily. And I think Tiffany is going to have some part. She's going to play a
Oh,
role.
I don't mind seeing more Tiffany.
Most men won't
I
mind.
ain't gonna lie. She's very talented.
Yeah.
So, do you think they're gonna do something? Because the rumor mill has been going on, especially with Nia Jax,
Hmm.
about a new bloodline member.
Yeah.
So if she takes this win, it's still a big win. I mean, Bailey's not a sleep on, it's still a big win. But I think Nia is just, I'm sorry, she is the Roman Reigns of the female. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna mess with her, nobody's gonna touch her. And if it takes Tiff to do it, it's gonna be by a cheat. It's gonna be by something extra. It's gonna be by other people's help. But do you think this will be the time here in Bad Blood where the bloodline welcomes in Nia Jax?
No.
Do you think there's going to be some sort of new bloodline member coming through the
Yes.
curtains? Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. The match we're talking about is, of course, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Sola Sequoia or whatever,
So
and
Sequoia. Yeah.
and Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a crazy match.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely knocking the referee out, and they're
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
unload. Like, it's going to be insane. I don't think Bad Blood is big enough to have The Rock come out and interfere,
No.
but I think yeah, somebody's going to interfere. Somebody's new is going to come out,
Hmm.
and I think it has to add to the story.
Right.
Um, or theory, they all join together and they beat the living shit out of Cody Rhodes.
I thought about that. I really did. I was like, that could actually happen. But
Because this is why I tell you. This is why I tell you. I think they're going to beat the shit out of them so that Randy Orton jumps in, so that the other dude, I always forget his name,
no one's.
Kevin Owens jumps in, and now they have a 3-on-3 for Survivor Series, which would be the next paper.
Yeah, but it's Survivor Series is War Games. So
Okay.
um and I think they want the War Games to be Bloodline versus Bloodline. I think that's where they're going with it because Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and probably Jay Uso, I would guess, will be the other member for Cody's team. It wouldn't
I don't
make
know.
sense.
I think Jay's trying to just separate himself, and
He is, but it's like they need another person. So it would just make more sense to have Jay with them because he was already with them all the time.
you know what I'm disappointed in?
Mm,
This is a pay-per-view in October.
yes.
What's the name of the pay-per-view?
Bad Blood.
Where's the Wyatt Six?
They got to find somebody for them to go against now because they're gonna take out the Alpha Academy.
Because I mean, their whole gist was don't turn your back on family, don't do this because it leads to bad blood. It's October, it's Halloween season, you know, come
I'm
on, man. They're just dropping the ball.
Well, I told you what was gonna happen. They came out like that. They came out in the big bang, and now they got to figure out something to do with them. That's the hard part with groups like that because it's like you got to have them fighting another group. So, what other group are you going to have them face when the Bloodline is on a different show, and then Raw has no real other group unless they're going after that weird group with Cross and APO or whatever their
Oh,
name
they're
is,
garbage.
Author of Pain,
Yeah.
AOP. I'm sorry. Uh, if they go after that group, that's about it because ain't nobody else. The New Day is breaking up. The LWO, that's not a challenge for them. So it's like
Um,
Judgment Day, maybe I can see that one. That might be something fun that they can do, but there's no real groups there for them to face.
so what they should do then in the meantime is whoever was the writers for WWE when they were doing the Mankind bits and the Kane bits, where they weren't even fighting. It was just all in the boiler room, the backstage,
Yeah,
like building the story. They need to do that with them. You know, get them in the swamp, build a story. Get them backstage in their locker room, build a story. Get like have people run into their area and they get fucked up. Or you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
make the story happen. I kind of feel like they're just leaving them on the back burner. Like, okay, guys, we're gonna leave it up to you. It's like, no, it don't work like that. You gotta give me that TV time. You gotta give me that story. Like, you got writers for a reason, right? Make them work.
yeah. But I knew that was gonna happen. Like it's hard to deal with groups like that because it's now they always got to find somebody to deal with. So they gonna find something for them soon because they're still popular and people want to see them. But it has to make sense. Like you can't just have them just attack anybody and be like, "That's dumb. Why?" It has to make sense. So
Well, in that case, yeah, like have somebody mock them. You know, come up with their own. You know, like a White Six group, just like DX used to mock Nation of Domination and all that. You know, have somebody come out and look for the fight. You know, do a Bray Wyatt mask fight where Bray Wyatt's mask is hanging at the top of the thing, just like a Money in the Bank match, and grab his mask. I don't know, something stupid.
the DX versus Nation thing worked because they were already against each other. Because you had two popular groups going at each other. There is no other popular group. It's just the Wyatts. So, like, the only other group there that would make sense is Judgment Day.
Mm.
You know, I can see them doing something with Judgment Day, but it has to make sense first. Like, Judgment Day has to get rid of the feud they have with Rhea and Jay and Damian Priest.
Which
Like,
that's kind of hot right now.
exactly. So,
Man, I don't know. Great talent. So far, that's the lineup. I'm definitely gonna watch this Saturday. It's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns tag team. I want to see how that dynamic's gonna work because not too long ago they were fighting each other for the title.
yep,
So the Damian and Finn Balor, I really hope. I know this match is gonna happen in a few days, but they need to add a twist to it. They need to do something. No DQ match, just something extra.
right.
I would just hate for this to be just a regular match and it just ends in a DQ.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So yeah, we'll see, and we'll definitely touch base here and see who the surprise Bloodline member is going to be because I got a feeling somebody's going to pop up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let us know what you guys think. What you think about the Vince McMahon series, what they missed, what they should have put in, what they should have left out. I think they shined them in a good light at times. Definitely wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed it. I definitely
Yeah.
loved the whole series. Bad Blood, I'm definitely going to be watching. Put in the comments who you got for the win. And until next time, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. Peace.
Peace.